I want to read something from Nisargadatta, the great Hindu sage. He's talking about trust. And he's talking about learning to trust our essential being and to trust him as an enlightened teacher, as an expression of our own essential being. So he's helping us to find the true teacher, the true guru or Zen master within. He says, just trust me and live by trusting me. I shall not mislead you. You are the supreme reality beyond the world and its creator, beyond consciousness and its witness, beyond all assertions and denials. Remember it, think of it, act on it. Abandon all sense of separation. See yourself in all and act accordingly. With action, bliss will come, and with bliss, conviction. After all, you doubt yourself because you are in sorrow. Happiness, natural, spontaneous, and lasting, cannot be imagined. Either it is there or it's not. Once you begin to experience the peace, love, happiness, which need no outer causes, all your doubts will dissolve. Just catch hold of what I have told you and live by it. So it's interesting when I reflect on what he just said. In the last 40 to 50 years, my sense of timing is gone, but it's been between 40 and 50 years when I first read of these teachings that we, as we are, just as we are, without having to add anything or take away anything, we are already the expression of the ultimate reality. You know, the Zen teacher Huang Po said, that which before you is it, is the ultimate reality in all its fullness, utterly complete. So it's interesting to me that when I hear it, when I recite it, and when I tell other people about it, I can't believe it. There's an intuitive sense that it's true, but is it really true? So the question of doubt comes up. And I've thought a lot about doubt. Actually, I wrote a book on it. Some of you, probably most of you are watching this, know that. And doubt can be very useful. I remember when I wrote the book, I wasn't really thinking about doubt much, but then Philip Toy, a great friend who passed away some 5 years ago, said, you know, I think a good title for the book would be Great Doubt. And I hadn't thought of that, and I thought, well, okay, you know, why not? So then I had to think about doubt. And I realized that Philip had some real insight. He was seeing something beneath the surface that I wasn't putting an emphasis on while I was writing the book. So doubt is something that I found was kind of a factor of guilt for me. In other words, when I was an early student in my 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s, in fact, I didn't actually write the book until I was 60. So maybe up into the 60s, and I'm almost done with those now. Doubt was still sort of something that I felt guilty about. Like, why are you doubting enlightenment? These great teachers are showing you, you know, isn't it obvious? And intellectually, isn't it obvious, you know, that everything is here and now. There's no past, there's no future, except in our mind. So intellectually, it's all true. And then sometime, probably, or maybe it was around the time I was writing the book, where I became conscious of the fact that all these years that I was feeling guilty about doubting enlightenment, there was a level of awareness, there's a level of ignorance, there was a level of ignoring what was really going on with me around this issue of doubt and enlightenment. So I realized that what I had been doubting all these years was the idea of enlightenment. Right? So the idea that we already are the supreme reality, we already are the ultimate reality, is not the same, of course. So all these years, the doubt was actually useful. It was trying to get me, moving us to go beyond the confines of thinking that we are the actual reality and make that transition into the actual experience that we are actually everything, that we are, just as we are, the ultimate reality. So it's very useful to doubt our ideas because our ideas can't really tell us what the ultimate reality is, right? In fact, trying to think about it is a way of trying to put it out there and compartmentalize it in the terms of the way we compartmentalize our concept of being a separate self. So are we really this ultimate reality? So instead of trying to believe it, which I spent many years doing, trying to sort of unconsciously trying to make myself believe it, because of course there's always been that intellectual awareness that beliefs, there are no true beliefs, there are no actual true thoughts. There's only the here and now. So is there something that we can't doubt, that can't be doubted? We doubt all our ideas about enlightenment as a way of finding the actual reality that we are, whether we call that enlightenment or not. But there is something that can't be doubted. The thing is, but that which can't be doubted doesn't have any objective qualities. So here and now, our essential being that has always been here with us every moment of our life, it has no objective qualities, but can it be doubted? Can you doubt the fact that we exist? In other words, there is an awareness. If we ask ourselves, am I aware? We can say yes. Now, do we have to do anything, recognize anything, think of anything, feel anything in order to know that we are aware? No. There's something that knows that we are aware, right? So that can't be doubted because if we doubt it, we're just doubting the thoughts about it, but we can't doubt the actual awareness itself because that's what would be our awareness, our essential being, is what is actually doing the doubting, right? I had to think about that one for a bit, but just let the thought permeate your body, your awareness, and your feeling. That there is the awareness of being present that can't be doubted. So what all these teachers are saying when they say, we are just as we are the ultimate reality, they're saying that this ultimate reality, though it has no objective qualities, is what is actually expressing and experiencing everything that we experience. So to see the transparency of our experience is to see that all of our objective experience, whatever we see, hear, think, or feel, is an expression of that which has no name. That which pervades all of our experience, gives rise to all of our experience, dissolves all of our experience, and all of our experience is made out of this awareness. In other words, as I've said, there's no gap between our essential being, our awareness of being present, and the expression and experience of our objective experience. The objects of thought, the objects that we hear, see, feel, and think about. So as we let the teaching sink in, it becomes, there's a growing feeling of well-being, of some people call it bliss, but it really is our essential being accepting, expressing and accepting, totally interpenetrating, and then absorbing back into itself, into ourselves, our real selves, all of our experience. And that total acceptance is love. You know, that love grows as we more and more fully begin to trust this essential being that's here, this essential being that we are. I woke this morning, I had sort of a semi-conscious dream, and I was watching a video of my little boy, Danny. He's going to be 15 in a couple weeks. And we were at a mall, and he was playing with a little monkey, you know, and he had it on the floor, and I was being a good dad, you know. I was saying, hey, Danny, and I was like really participating in his joy of just being a little kid, you know. So I was aware of kind of a sadness around that, maybe the pain of my own inner child that's not quite totally healed yet, you know. But immediately there was a remembrance that we all share in that. We all share in that grief of being separate from our source. And so there's no saying, you know, that grief is love walking in the shadows. So it's okay, we have to walk in the shadows sometimes. That's part of life. You know, but a shadow is just a shadow. The shadow is part of our being, but it's just a shadow. It follows whatever we do. It follows wherever the light takes it, wherever this spark of life in us, you know, that does love, that does express all of our experience and absorbs it back into ourselves. While it accepts the whole process, and it accepts all of our experience. So it accepts all of us, all that we know we are. You know, we don't have to remain stuck. We don't have to remain stuck in our ideas of who we are. So that remainder, we all experience this grief of that separation. And then I remembered there's a Thich Nhat Hanh song that we used to sing when I was with the Thich Nhat Hanh group that's not together anymore. But it's about oneness, you know, of how we are each part of each other. And so it goes. No coming, no going, no after, no before. I hold you close to me, and I release you to be so free, because I am in you, and you are in me, because I am in you, and you are in me.